YouTube, what's going on? I'm ASG Eric.
And I'm BTOC17.
We're the founders of the Small Streamer Society.
And today we're gonna.
What the?
Hi, ASG Eric.
Why, why are you here?
We're taking over. Bye. Okay. Hey, everyone. This is Small Streamer Society. I'm Rogue Marina, and I'm hosting the All Female Streamers podcast today. So we're going to start off with BC Murphy.
Hi, my name is Murph. I've been streaming since October, and I mainly play Teamfight Tactics.
Hey, Miller Graphics here. I've been streaming since end of last year, end of 2020, and I play mostly Call of Duty with a little bit of Rocket League.
Hi everyone, I'm Philosopher Queen. I've been streaming since February, and I play a variety of games, mainly Stardew Valley, Call of Duty Warzone, Teamfight Tactics, and Overwatch lately.
And I'm Rogue Marina again. I've been streaming since April of 2020. I mainly do Stream Raiders, and I have been doing miniatures, Sims 4, and a variety of games that Twitter votes on for Saturday. So yeah, we're here today. We're going to talk about our lives, our streaming life, not the guy's streaming life, because we know how they go. But we have some questions that we're here to answer so that we can inform other people about what we think and just to kind of like hopefully promote other female streamers to get out there and also play and get out of their comfort zone. So, first question is, and anyone can jump in at any time. Do you feel there's a stigma surrounding girl streamers, well, girl or female streamers and or gamers, and does it affect the way you stream?
There's definitely a stigma, or I guess a stereotype, I would better say. I feel like it either goes in two ways, where it's like you have to be anime or kawaii, or not pleasant looking, I guess is the best way to say it. Like they just think you're ugly, I guess. Those are like the two versions. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Murph is laughing because she always has some issue. Something always happens to Murph. Go ahead, Murph, say.
Um, no, I definitely think that there's a stigma with female streamers, especially with the types of games that they play. I think a lot of it is like you have to be playing these female games, you can't be playing games that mostly guys play, and definitely with like your appearance and how you look. It's a lot of like you have to look presentable, you can't like bum out one day, like you have to like be ready.
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely stereotypes. I like what Philosopher said as far as girl gamers, girl streamers. When I stream, I actually don't use a camera, so most people can obviously tell I'm female. It's all obviously in my bio and all of that, but it's not something that I make a primary point of my stream. Um, I'd say gaming, especially growing up, I've always been into video games and obsessed with them. So I always had friends that were a lot of guys, and it would always be surprising, oh, you're a girl? Oh, wow. And then they get like really awkward. But I was just like, hey, whatever. I mean, it doesn't affect gameplay. What's the big deal?
Or they like give you a list of questions saying, "Oh, if you really play games, do you play this
Yeah.
game? Do you play this game?"
Yeah.
You're
Or
not
it
a
turns almost, yeah, it turns almost into like a competition. It's like, let the gameplay show, bro. I play COD. Try me.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know like when I like for me it was so hard to make friends that were girls because I played so many video games and that was like such a big deal. Like now it's more accepted. Not like super accepted, but definitely changed over time. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about I was in high school like 15 years ago, like telling my age. But, you know, guys would only talk to me like, "Hey, how do you get past such and such level?" And it's like, "Really? That's the only reason you came over here to talk to me, not just to be like, "Hey, how's your day today? Like, do you want to go out on a date or something?" Like now it's just like, "How do you beat the level in X-Men Legends?" Da, 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 da. It's like, "Thanks." But definitely, like, I know when I stream, I don't put on makeup all the time. Like, I'll have days where it's like, I went out and I'm like, I'm winding down for the night and I haven't taken off my makeup, so here I am. or and most of the people that have come into my stream, they know I'm a mom. They know my kid will sometimes like be screaming into the mic, and I just have to kind of leave, So it's, I know we get all these different types of things, and it's like people forget we're people too.
Mhm.
So let's see what the next question is. What are some challenges you face as a female gamer, and how do you overcome them?
What challenges don't we face?
Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, I think a lot of this, and it might be just because I have more friends now that game that are mixed. But I know I remember very vividly like dropping into games, especially like first person shooter games where it's mostly boys, and just having to mute my mic and mute what they were saying too, because it'd be like, oh, you're a girl and all that kind of stuff. And be like, what's the big deal? Nowadays, though, I mostly only party up with people who I already know. So I really don't run into it a whole lot, but I definitely know it exists. And quite a few of my friends have told me just horror stories, and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know I've watched other female streamers who will be playing COD, because I don't play COD, but I will watch to
Hmm.
support, you know, and I'll hear the things like derogatory things, or like them asking for phone numbers, and it's like, you don't make the game fun. If anything, it just kind of like makes me not want to play online type of
Hmm.
thing. I know for myself, like back in college, I named League of Legends a lot. And like back then, League of Legends didn't have voice, and you would have to type in chat. And like, if you even mentioned that you were a girl, they'd be like automatically, well, you must be fat and ugly if you're playing this game so well. And it's like, no. And then I've had at least three boyfriends that also play League of Legends, and they'll be like, "No, she's not. Like, leave her alone." They're like, "Oh, well, you're lying. You don't really know her in real life." And it's like, I've always played games with other people, other guys, because obviously I've never known any other females that played the same games. And BTAC was always like my support in those games, and I know all his friends through online gaming. I met all of them online, including BTAC online. Through gaming, more than I've met more people like in real life that have the similar interests, or accepts the fact that, yeah, I game, and that's like part of my life, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had comments that are like, "Oh, you're a female. You're not good. You should be support. You shouldn't be AD carry in like League." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll move to support." And like, I know I'm not good at League. Like, I just started playing it. I'm not very good at it. But those comments sometimes really can like get to you.
Yeah, and then like the comments on social media, I don't know if you guys have ever like compared those, but like so I run my husband's social media as well, King of Myths,
Hmm.
and I've even ran one of our friends' who are guys, and like I do the exact same posts, and they only get great comments on theirs, and then like say on like TikTok, but then on mine I get like a bunch of people like hating on it, and I'm
Yeah.
like it's literally the exact same post, so. I like people just comment the most like inappropriate or unnecessary things, or like send you direct messages that are very unnecessary and
Yes.
really
Hmm.
inappropriate.
Oh my gosh. I know one time I was building actually the desk that I play on stream, because I like to build things. Like that's like, and I'll stream it because I enjoy, like I have like it's just nice and calming. So I'm like building the thing, and I'm in leggings, like, but not anything where like I have no makeup on. My hair's a disaster. And as I'm streaming, I got a a DM, basically someone offering me like over $1,000 or something to show something, and I'm like, reported. It's like, really, like I'm not even like the most like beautiful thing right now. Like, why are you sending, like, that's so inappropriate. That's like so uncalled for. Like, if I happen to be like one of those streamers that was obviously trying to do that, like, then I could see that that's like, I guess that's okay. But it's just like, they don't have, it's like the people that decide to do those things, they just have like no real social filters. Like, I don't know how they are in real life, but I guess keyboard warriors. you know
And I mean, I think that's something that's difficult is the fact that people can hide behind their social media. They can hide behind a username. They're not facing you in real life.
yeah.
And so it's just easier for them to say those things to you. and that's something that really sucks.
Yeah.
Or you get like the female streamers who do actually like show off all that stuff, and then they kind of give us a bad rep because then it kind of makes males think like, hey, why aren't you looking like that on your camera? It's like, well, I'd rather not just show off my breasts for
Yeah.
followers, kind of thing.
Especially now, it's like getting more. I feel like now, well, because I started a TikTok, so now I'm noticing it a lot more. And I'm like seeing all these things, and like I'm seeing like the posts where people are like stitching themselves, like, oh, that is that how I'm supposed to get followers? And then the guys are just like, also like in like a crop top trying to get followers. Like it's become a joke at this point, and it's like I'm not part of that. Like none of us are part of that demographic. We're not trying to be part of that demographic. We really just want to enjoy our community, enjoy our game, or just love what we're doing, or trying to find this outlet. Like I know for me, it's like especially with the quarantine and everything, I was a brand new mom, and it was just me and my husband and the baby, like a newborn, and I was just like I need to get out of my shell even if I'm stuck in this bubble. So me streaming was just me connecting with like other people who enjoyed the games I liked or just enjoyed talking to me, and like kind of like what my sister said to me one time is like you think you're funny, so you laugh and the people are laughing, but I'm pretty sure they're laughing at you, and I'm like I don't care. Like I just know.
Love it.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm enjoying my time. Like that's just how you have a good time. But like there's people out there that they're like monetizing the crap out of it by just basically doing what everyone has always done before social media became like a big thing, you know what I mean? Like then and that's not what we came online to do. That's for sure. All right, let's see. The next question is, what got you into streaming?
For me personally, I just like, so I was in college last semester. I went away, and I was just like super lonely. I didn't have anyone there, and because I like moved out of state for school, and so I just like I joined a random Among Us lobby one day, and then I got their discords, and then I started going into my buddy Sarge's like streams all the time. And then a bunch of them were like, you should start streaming, like that'd be so much fun, like you should start streaming. And so I just kind of was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. And I did, and I really loved it because I had like I already had a little bubble of people that I was like acquaintances with, and it just kind of worked out, and now I love doing it.
And I feel like you came out of your shell too, Murph, because I remember when you were just only in Sarge's stream talking. And like one day I showed up because I was always in Sarge's stream before you had found him. And one day you're just in there and I'm like, who is this girl? She's awesome. Like you know? And Sergeant and me and Murph are just going back and forth, being really sassy with with Sarge. And I'm like, I love this girl. Like she needs to just like we just need to play games together now. So definitely I feel like I watched you almost evolve from like being that viewer who then just became the streamer, you know?
hmm Yeah, no, friggin', I just love the community, and I love like the people I found.
Yeah, the community's huge. I haven't been streaming very long, but one of the games that I play, Poker Stars VR, they have a very active Twitch. So every Saturday we would jump on Twitch, my husband and I, to watch the stream live, and that was really my only experience with Twitch. And I remember just accidentally going into other channels and just kind of seeing the other stuff that's on Twitch and how much it's evolved and how it's not just gaming as well. How there's creators, there's musicians, there's all kinds of things. And as just like a lifetime creator myself and just being like super into whatever I'm into at the moment because it tends to fly by. I was like, oh, this might be a platform that I want to try out. And I do a lot of graphic design stuff as well. So I, of course, was nerding out on all the stream stuff and graphics and stuff like that. But I think the beauty of it, though, is the community, to Murph's point, just the people that I've met. And, groups like this, like small streamers, have just been critical to I think balancing like life, especially with COVID too, right?
Hmm.
We've all been kind of trapped and remote and are looking for that connection. And I just think that Twitch and streaming in general offers that.
For me, so I've played video games for a long time. I genuinely like anything to do with streaming or social media. I knew absolutely nothing about a couple months ago. So I'm very new to all this. Like I come from a really like hick town in Montana that, you know, we barely have freaking technology there. It's like 10 years behind everyone else. And then when I moved out of there and got married to my husband and everything, he was like, "Hey, we should just start streaming because, you know, why not?" And so I was like, "Sure." I mean, he only plays like one game and I have like a bunch, but he was like, "No, it'll be fine." And so then we like got our whole setup and everything. And I remember like starting all our social media stuff because again, like no idea what I'm doing here. And I got like a couple messages to join like various discords and stuff, some of which were genuinely terrible, like very toxic communities, and it makes you want to like not stream ever again. But then I found this place too, and this place was great. Like favorite Discord, I love it. But I just like to play games. That's where it's at. And like I said, I came from a place where not a lot of people like to play games, and if you do, you get judged hardcore. And so it was really cool to find a bunch of people who also played either similar games or just like had that passion for it and weren't in it for like the camera fame. Because like I also don't stream with the camera, because I did when I was trying to become an affiliate, because I don't think I would have became an affiliate if I didn't, because people like they just don't get to know you, I guess. I don't know. But I've noticed people seem a lot happier when you have a camera on if you're a girl. I don't know what that is about. They need to chill. Like I just want to relax and play my game. I don't want to like cry. But I don't know. It was really cool to find a place that like in this community that actually had people who were in it for the right reasons and not for their like 7 minutes of fame, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially like this Discord that BTech and Asiaric created. I feel like at the beginning I was the only female in it, so kind of like and like I mean it was a given because I was, you know, BTech's wife, but it's like I'm so used to always being around other dudes. It was kind of like, you know, then Murph finally came in, and then Murph came in, and then someone had messaged me like, "Oh, that Murph was having an issue with somebody." So I like reached out to Murph because I was the only female mod, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and it was so funny because I'm like, I reached out to her and I'm like, "Hey, you know, like you know that, you know, you could always reach out to me type of thing. Like if you ever anything ever happens, especially within our community, you need to let me know because then I'll make sure we take the proper things because I don't want, you know, something to happen to her and then she just ends up shutting down completely. You know what I mean? Like I felt like we've all been there at some point, you know what I mean? Like at some point in our life, someone has always made us felt like um what's the word? Like uneasy being somewhere, and like I didn't want her to feel like that and then not want to be active in the community because of like something, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want her to feel that way, and I wouldn't want any of the other females to feel that way, and I was just like telling the guys I was like I like Eric is always bothering me, but I mean I've known Eric for forever, and I'm like, dude, you need me as one of the mods as a female because, you know, if another female has an issue, they're not going to code to you. You know, like let's talk about this. Let's be real. They're not gonna go to you,
Mhm.
you know. But so the question, why did I start streaming? BTech actually started streaming before I did. We've always been a gamer couple. I've played video games for forever. My first video game was Sonic on the Sega Genesis when I was younger. My parents would leave me in the other room playing by myself because they wanted to do like, you know, they wanted to watch TV, and you know, and that would kept me busy. Then I had, you know, as I grew up, I always had a Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color. I had all the all the different variations of Game Boys, and then I stopped getting them right when the 3DSs came out, and that was when BTech was like flirting with me, and he convinced me to get one. But and then I got really hardcore back into it. We have in our houses like two of everything. I don't know if you're like that, philosopher queen, where you have two of every system. I have two of every system. We have two Switches, two PS4s, two Xboxes. Like I tell him, like if I'm trying to convince him to buy me another one, I'm like, dude, I'm not sharing with you. Like it's just not happening. Like, so we always have two. he started streaming before I did, and then I decided one day, hey, let me stream too, but I couldn't figure it out because I was on a MacBook Pro, and that's not the easiest to stream off of. It slows down a lot, especially like if you had one that was old like mine. Then I stopped. I think I tried that out 3 days, and that was like back in 2019. Yeah, I think it was back in 2019. It was back in 2019, and then I was like pregnant at that time anyway, so it wasn't like I could sit up. So then I was in another Discord community where there was a lot of female streamers, female gamers, and they're like, "Yeah, you should totally like stream because, and they hyped it up so much that I was like, "Okay, fine, I'm gonna get really invested in this." And then VTech got butthurt because I made affiliate like in like several days before. It took months to do that, and I was just like in a few days I did it. But and then since then I've been like doing it. I try to like play as much as possible, but now we share the same room, so it's kind of like it's hard to game if he's in here because he'll like talk really loud and be obnoxious or with the baby. But I got into it because I just needed to, like I said earlier, that quarantine really was just it kicked my butt. That socialization, we really needed that. And we're like we're human when it comes down to it. We need that social connection with whatever we can find. And I feel like a lot of the viewers, a lot of the community I've like come in contact with definitely like make you want to continue gaming, if that makes sense, or like make you want to continue doing whatever it is you're doing. Like even if I'm just showing up and I'm like exhausted and they're like they see me and they're like, "But, like wasn't it fun when you did this?" I was like, "Oh yeah." So, I mean, everyone, I think if you have a really great reason, like Philosopher Queen was saying, like if you have a great reason for streaming and it's like all about gaming, about what you love to do, and the people that come in aren't criticizing you, it's like a really fun time. That's for sure. All right, let's see what the next question is. What are your goals for streaming?
So I'd say personally, I don't have like a specific number that I want to hit. I'm currently affiliate, so I'm not necessarily shooting for partner or anything like that. Um, I'd say goal-wise is really that the people I connect with are enjoying what I'm doing and that I'm able to enjoy what they're doing too. So like 99% of the people who hop in my stream are streamers as well. And I'd say in any week, I spend more time in other people's stream than I do streaming myself. Because for me, it's more about just connecting with people, and I love just seeing people do what they like to do. Like that makes me motivated. So I'd say just my goal is continuing to, I guess, keep that up, which kind of sounds like a cop out, but continue to build relationships and connect with cool people because that's what it's all about for me.
I think personally for me, my goal is creating like a stream school work-life balance because I'm currently going to school part-time and then I work full-time and then streaming on top of it and also having a social life. So definitely just trying to figure that out. I've been like testing the waters a little bit on that and just like trying to figure out what works best for me, and what works best for my community. Because I mean, it is like about my community, but it's also about what I'm capable of doing because I want to still enjoy doing it. And I think the only way that I can enjoy doing it is if I have that balance and I'm not just exhausted all the time from doing it.
For me, it is so something I've noticed from just like the really short time I've been streaming is that I've started to find people who really like share the same interests as me, and I've started like building like a really small community with them, like just adding one by one. But I want to have a community to where like it's people who do play the same games and can form teams in those games if they're competitive to play in competitive leagues and stuff like that. Like I know I've got some streamer friends who like we're working on making an Overwatch team official and things like that. So like actual tournaments could be hosted and things like that. So it's really about the community in it for me.
Yeah, I think that's all of us is definitely community. That's our common goal there. Um, I guess for me, my current goal that I've had since I guess October is trying to become Stream Raiders affiliate. So that requires for me to have like 20 participants in every single battle, like drop a unit, and then have 30 average viewers, and I'm nowhere near there. And the same thing with Murph. I have to balance all everything. Balance mom life, balance work, balance, what I love to do because I get into like I know you guys do too. You guys get into that rut where it's kind of like, I'm like doing the same thing over and over again, and it's just like it's draining. It's not getting me anywhere, or like I'm just over it today. Like I don't want to do that type of thing. So it's just kind of like trying to balance what I want to play on stream and what I want to play offline, like off stream. Like for me, I enjoy playing TFT, but I like playing it off stream only because I used to stream TFT. Like back in the beginning, I did stream TFT, and I just don't find it enjoyable to stream anymore because I don't know. I get so zoned out while I'm playing it that it's hard for me to focus on chat and then trying to do whatever comp to try and win at the same time. It doesn't make it fun anymore. But if I'm like doing my builds, I'm like sitting there and I'm like looking up every once in a while. I'm listening to good music, like those lo-fi beats, and then people are just like, "Oh my God, how tiny it is!" Like I just made like a tiny little like wine glass. Like it's like the size of your nail type of tiny, and it's like sitting there and watching me get frustrated for like almost an hour to get it to stick type of thing. So yeah, those are the goals. Let's see. The next one is, what does a typical stream day look like, and how do you balance personal and stream life? I know we touched upon it a little bit, but we can go in depth.
Yeah. So I'd say for me, and I stream 3 nights a week, 8 p.m. Very deliberate with that. I have a 5-year-old, I have a husband, I have a full-time job. I also do design work on the side, so I have to keep super organized and scheduled out because otherwise I just won't have time for everything. And I'm one of those people that just doesn't want to let anything go because I like all of those things.
Hmm.
So my typical stream day, if we take a Friday, for instance, I would, work the normal 9 to 5. If I have breaks or gaps of time, I typically jump on Twitch. Luckily, a lot of my friends and stuff have kind of a set schedule too, so I already know who's on. So if I see it's like, oh, it's 11, okay, this person's on, I'm gonna, jump on while I'm eating lunch real quick, that kind of thing. And then I typically do some design work, go get the kiddo, and attempt to have family time. It's really bad though because my husband, I talk to him the most when I mention him in Twitch chat. So I'm just saying, like, him and I watch the same streams together, but a lot of times on my stream days, we don't actually talk a whole lot just because it's like back to back to back. And then with streaming, I do a lot of social posts and stuff like that. Have the stream, love it. And then afterwards, definitely reaching out to everyone who came out and hanging out with them and thanking them for coming out. So stream days are chaotic, and that's why, I will occasionally do surprise streams, but they're rare because honestly, it comes down to like not even having time left in the day. So
I say personally right now, I don't have like a set stream day because I'm still figuring that out. But the days that I do, it's mostly Mondays because I don't work on Mondays. But I'll like wake up, play a few games, I'll get ready, I'll stream for like a couple hours, and then I just kind of like move on with whatever I'm doing with the rest of my day. And then I work 5 days a week, 10 hours. So it's usually like if I'm home and I'm not doing something after I get off work or I'm not completely exhausted because it kicked my ass, I will like get ready once I come home from work and I'll start streaming. I know there's been a couple of days where I was just like, okay, I'm gonna stream. Maybe this will make me feel better from the day. Did not happen, so I streamed for like 30 minutes and I was like, I can't right now. But it's just kind of like whatever I can do in the time that I have, I'll try and stream.
For me, I don't have a stream schedule. It kind of just depends on what's going on that day because my work schedules are sporadic and I kind of just sometimes I pick when I work or it kind of just like is thrown upon me. And then so for streaming, sometimes I try to stream at the same time as my husband, or sometimes we go on and off, or I stream while he's at work because he's in the army. So that gives a good chunk of the day for me to kind of just do whatever. But life is really crazy right now. I just got done with finals on my like last chunk of college. So I'm glad that's over because that was really stressful. And then we're moving to Germany in a couple months, so that is like a whole thing, and we have to do a bunch of stuff. Like it's like 2 months away, and then we're going to be in a whole different time zone. And so that's crazy all in all. But then we also play with people who are in the UK and in America, so those are completely different times in general. So like sometimes it'll be like really late for the people we're playing with in the UK, so we have to be mindful of their time. Or like when we're playing with people here, it could be like midnight, and then we don't get any of our viewers in the UK. So it's really hard to balance that.
Mhm.
And I haven't found the perfect solution for how to do that, because with time zones you really can't, because I mean there are people who are on the West Coast, on the East Coast, and then in like Scotland, and you're just like, okay, well, there's no perfect time to stream, so it's just really random all the time.
Yeah, that is so true. But that's crazy, Germany.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even want to leave New York because my family here, and this dude is like, no, let's go move to Texas. I'm like, no, dude. I know. Well, I'm a teacher, so I work Monday through Friday. Um, and then I work Monday through Friday from 8 to 3:15. And then that's this month has been more hectic because I've been taking teacher courses to like get a salary raise because I do that. I try to make sure that I get as many credits so I can just, get raises every year. Um, and then before, because I made sure I started having a set schedule because we've started having that issue where me and Brian we can't stream at the same time because we're in the same room and he doesn't want my voice on his stream. I mean, even though I think most people come for me anyway, so. But so we have, set days and I try to do it as close to night as possible because Brian is kind of like the one that takes care of the baby all day, so he doesn't want to be with the baby at night, which I feel bad. And then I don't get to spend any time with him. And now that, he's growing, he's like walking around and whatnot, I want to like, be with him. So I try to stream after 9 at night. And it's like, it sucks because before when I would stream directly as soon as I got home, I would have a lot of my friends were still awake because they're all in different time zones too. There's a lot of the people that play Stream Raiders, they're like all over the world. Like I have one that streams from Germany, one that streams from like the UK, and then you have people in Canada and on the West Coast. So I totally get that with the time zone. So it's kind of like hard finding people to place, in my battles if they're not awake at 9 at night. Like last night I went for 6 hours and I started like, I was getting people, but it was starting to get like really late. So it's just like trying to find that right time where people will like notice you and like try to play like place their like play in your games type of thing. So I get that. But that's typically my day and I do it for 3 days out of the week, and Sundays is me and my husband's no stream day because we need that quality
Mhm.
time together, and when it's during the week it's almost like we don't see each other.
Yeah.
I see him when I get home, and then when he goes to stream, I'll go to bed, and then I won't see him until the next night. And that's if I see him before my stream. So I get that. I get that for those of us that have that family time. So, and I want to get two more kiddos, so it's not gonna happen if I'm streaming the way I am. Oh my gosh. All right. So the last one I think was about advice. Let me get it. Okay. Any advice for gamers or creators interested in becoming a streamer?
Some advice I'd give is just like do what you want. Don't like care about what other people think. You play what you want. You play by yourself if you want. You invite your friends if you want. You don't have to invite your chat to play with you. I've had a lot of people in my chat that are like, "Oh my goodness, I want to play with you." And I'm like, "No, I just I don't know who you are. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I'm going to play by myself or I'm going to play with my friend that I'm playing with." So it's just a lot of like you do what you feel comfortable with. Don't let yourself be pressured by the people in your chat or just like in general. Just kind of like stick to what you are comfortable with. Keep your boundaries up.
Yeah, I think that's really important, and it also helps you be more authentic as well. Like if you're doing something that you're not comfortable with, even if you think you're playing it off well, people could probably see through it too. So I think the best streams, like I could think of that I've done or I've seen, or when people are just doing what they love and it's not about, trying to make it a certain way or achieve something specific. I mean, I'd say advice, especially if you're starting out, jump in other streams. A lot of people focus on their stream, which is important, but really your stream is an extension of you and you know you. So that's not the hard part. The hard part is connecting with other people. And personally, this might be kind of surprising, but I'm actually naturally an introvert. So for me, it was just really important to connect with people before they came in my stream. So that's how actually I met a lot of other people is I was in their stream first, and they came to mine. And just the level of comfort to talk to them because it's like, oh, I know you. I have something to say because I knew what you played, or I saw you do that boss battle or something like that. Kind of helps, especially with that dead air combo that everyone dreads, right? Where you're just like, how was your day? So yeah, definitely connect with other people, and there's tons more people that are into what you're into, so you'll find them.
For advice, I would say that it's really important to remember you don't always have to stream what you're playing. Like for me, I've got some games that are like really like I have such an attachment to that I can't bring myself to really stream them, or like when I've tried it's lasted like 10 minutes and I'm like, no, this is like way too crazy. Like for me, it's like Skyrim and like the Assassin's Creed series. Like I just can't play those on stream because I have such a connection to them, and they have different storylines that you kind of get to like choose where they go, or they show some type of controversial topic that can go really bad when you're streaming if someone unpleasant says something unpleasant, and then it can kind of like ruin either that game for you or it's just that stream for you. So like for me, I can't stream those because I'm afraid of what'll happen if I stream that person. But also like I cry when I play Assassin's Creed, so I can't. Yeah, no, it's too emotional. But so I would say that's important to remember. Like you don't always have to be streaming the games you play, or if like you want to like run a thing of Warzone and it's like your warm up game, you don't have to stream your warm up game. Like you don't have to stream it.
Yeah, I think my biggest advice has always been like get to know like the people that stream the games that you typically stream. Like for example, for me it's stream raiders. I try to get to know other captains because that's the only way how you're gonna get more of those people that play those games to come over is if they start like knowing you. And like some people forget, like, okay, you might be really good at that game, but if you don't go venture to see like, oh, maybe like Nick Merckx or something plays that same game during the same time you stream, you probably should not be streaming that time type of thing. You know what I mean? Like kind of thinking about where the majority of those people are when they're streaming whatever game it is. Like, and then even just, kind of thinking about like what game is enjoyable for you. It's not about pleasing whoever. Like you can have those like I'll do vote days, but those games that go on the list are games that I actually want to play. It's just I'm just not committed to playing them in like one sitting all 3 days. So it's kind of like I'm giving you the choice, but like as a teacher, I'm guiding you. I'm forcing you to choose between these options. It's not you telling me. So it's definitely knowing your community and just knowing that you're enjoying what you want to do. It's not pleasing the crowd. You want to enjoy this because then when it becomes a job, what happens with work? You end up hating job like your work at some point. Like sometimes work is just dreadful. So if you make this like work, it's not going to be fun after a while. So
Preach.
yeah.
Yes.
So any other things we want to add before we end?
You could say as our advice, I guess you could join Small Streamer Society.
I guess. I mean,
I mean, it's kind
obviously,
of a cool crew.
we have a lot of females here that would love to play any kind of game because we have Stardew Valley player. Well, yeah, on my screen on my screen she comes up next to me, so I can point that way. We have COD players. We have TFT players. We have the monthly TFT tournament, which is
Oh yeah,
always
join
fun.
that.
Which is definitely always funny. Could you imagine
Mhm.
having an all-female TFT player game? That would be awesome.
Melly, you gotta get into TFT. Come on.
Yeah, every time you guys post about it, I'm like, is this supposed to be nerd? Like, wait, what? What is this acronym? Like Ninja Turtles? No, no, not that.
I think last tournament we had 4 females playing. That was pretty max because we had Crimson Wolf was playing and it was her birthday. We felt so bad. She was doing so bad. It was her first time playing.
Her birthday.
You're gonna let her win? You guys gonna let her win?
Literally can't. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday.
That's literally when
Yeah, sorry, not
Murph
sorry.
knocked her out. Murph knocks her out, and
Wise.
she's like, "It was my birthday," and she's like, "I'm sorry," because you can't choose who you go up against next. You just kind of either you're really good where you can kind of keep track of who you might go up next, but it's really hard to know. So it's not like as if you just let someone win. You just kind of have to know not to counter them. So it would have been, yeah.
I'm absolutely not ready for this tourney, though. Absolutely not. I don't understand the new set. Don't understand it.
All right, so I guess we'll end it with definitely join a Small Streamer Society if you're 18 and over. Um, Also, if you want to ask us more questions, we could possibly do another future podcast answering any questions that are down in the comments below. Anything you want to ask us, obviously nothing personal. It's all about our streaming careers, not about our personal lives. You could just go to our Twitches to ask us about our personal lives. But definitely, we're all part of the Small Streamer Society. We're all fun. We're all active in the Discord, so definitely come join the Discord. Otherwise, make sure don't forget to send your clips to the Instagram, the Small Streamer Society Instagram, which would be linked down below as well. Anyways, thank you, everyone. All right, let me stop.